What's happening, everybody? Just going through our new offerings here, doing a quick and dirty overview of these for you so you can see what we have going on, stuff I haven't had time to do in a while. We're looking at Tombstone, one of our most beloved. This is version 2.5, and it comes with a lot of new features. This one trades Renko specifically. Shout out to our friends over at Ninja. Um, this guy has gotten a lot of new features, making it one of the most flexible Renko traders that's out there. So it has two modes to it. Right now, you're looking at wick mode. All right, so when you get a trend on your Ninja Renko bars, so we are looking for a wick. And then we enter at the close of that bar in the direction of the trend. So no matter which way you go, whenever you see a wick, you're going to get an entry in the direction of the trend. And in this case here, you get your pullback, which is what your wick actually is. As that bar closes, that little green line right there is your entry line, and you would enter right on that. This is a fully automated indicator, but it is a trade assistant. It's got no intelligence other than take the trade on every wick, as all modern, well, we're getting into a new era here where we're going to start connecting to AI. But as far as things go right now, the way that these Ninja Trader strategies all work is you give them a set of rules. It doesn't really know. It can't feel the market. It just knows its rules. So that's why I call it a trade assistant. You can run it in fully automated mode, long or short enabled, and it will take every trade. Or you can run it in semi-auto mode, where you can just arm it for one trade, which is the best way to run it. It's great for break and retests, things like that, and I'll show you why in a minute. This is wick mode. Right now, I will show you the other mode, which is reversal mode. And here is reversal mode. You'll notice that we are not caring about the wicks anymore. We are just going to enter on the reversals of the trend change. So you can do whatever you like with this. We're not saying that one is better than the other. We are just creating tools that have flexibility, so that if you said to yourself, I'd like to be able to do this, or this, then we try to put stuff in there that you can use in combinations that you like for the way you might like to trade. So, as I was saying, break and retest styles is great with reversal mode. So we come up here, we come up above this prior day low. Now we're in yesterday's range. We come down, we hit that roadblock below us there. And we can have long enabled and semi-auto on. And what would happen is it would bounce off that roadblock. This bar would close, it would enter, and we could have grabbed those ticks right there. And in this case, with this bar size, we're 129 ticks to the top. So as you know, you get a lot of back and forth with Renko bars. That's why we just don't leave it in auto the whole time. You're going to, especially, in reversal mode. Wick mode is a little bit better for that. But still, you just want to be using your intelligence and get your setups, use it to help you get your entries and snipe your entries. One of the coolest things that we did with this, and this is something that we have not seen done before, is rather than entering on the close of this bar, we can set a pullback offset on our entry line, so that you come up here, you reverse. Instead of entering right there, you want to see that candle pull back a little bit, and then you get in at a little bit better price. And we've got it set so you can do it with an X number of candles, because these things can kind of move fast, especially in a reversal. So this thing comes up, it reverses, it pops up 2 candles, then it pulls back, and you get your entry down here, and it continues on its way. That's pretty cool. You can do a lot of things with that. And another thing that you can do is you can say, I want this to only take entries within the first X number of bars after a trend reversal, because maybe you're taking longer targets and you don't want to get any of these wick pullbacks right at the end of the trend. So that's another thing that you can do there. I'm going to go back to the wick pullbacks here for a second. All right, we're back there at our wick pullbacks, and you can use them together, by the way. They can both be on, but there's a lot of signals that way. So, you know, just like I was saying here, you could set this thing so that it only takes, the wick pullbacks that are in the first 5 bars, let's say. So you wouldn't have got any of these or any of these, but you would have gotten those ones early right there because they're in the first 5 bars. So that's another thing that it does. So we can scan through this here. It's only going to take one trade at a time. So if you had this trend here, you would have pulled back. There's a little tiny wick on that bar right there. You would have entered right there, and it would have just had you in, and you would have skipped that one and that one as long as you stayed in. If you would have just taken that down and closed it, or your ATM strategy only went for 20 ticks or so, which 20 ticks would have got you to about right there on this bar size. That's only 3 bars away. You would have entered there. It would have come down. You would have got a signal again. You would have entered there. You might have been out at that bar, and you would have caught that wick and got another little scalp of 20 ticks. So you could have got 20, 40, 60 ticks in 3 separate scalps, or you could have just stayed in this thing until you decided to close it out. All right, so I just set this to a 10 tick pullback requirement. So now when this signal goes off, you don't see the entry line here at the end of that bar anymore. It's 10 ticks back. So now if this next bar pulls back to that line, you will enter back here, getting you a better price. And the idea behind that was to make, try to make this automated assistant feel more human. That's kind of what a good trader would do in real life. We're not always just entering on the bar close. We're kind of letting the bar close, waiting for it to dip back a little bit, jumping in with a better price, because that just means your stop can be that much farther away. And here's another bar size I like to trade personally with Tombstone, and this is a much larger bar size. These are 100 tick long bars. And as you can see, your wicks are very sporadic, but they generally have pretty good little runs after them. It's a little bit deceiving because they're not as long as they look. This one is 67 ticks up there because it caught it kind of at the end of the trend. But you will catch ones, and you can, again, use the must pull back within X number of bars function of this. So, excuse me, X number of bars. It must get your wick within X number of bars. But you could have had this one down here. This is, right off the open. So, 9:30, you opened right there, you got your wick. Your entry could have been anywhere in this bar depending on what your pullback is. Right now you can see that little green arrow's got a 10 tick pullback on it from where we were last time. But you can catch some pretty big runs with this bar size. Up to the top there, you're looking at 750 ticks. That was just a trend day. But it's only 10:16 in the morning there, so that's the first 45 minutes of the market. Now, granted, you would have had to sit back through these other pullbacks, but it just goes to show you there that, you're only going to get entries on these wicks with this bar size, and, all of them on this day, which was 2 days ago. This is the same data I was using in the last video. They're all good there. You got one here that was not good, but these are massive trades here. So let me see. Let me clear out some of this junk. I'm kind of doing this stuff all together here, trying to get these things out for you because it just takes a lot of time to put these together. But let's just look at some of the amounts there. 276 ticks. 172 ticks max. Of course, you're not going to get every single tick of that, but just depends on if you're a holder or not. If you're able to hold these things, you hold them. If you're a scalper, you can scalp them. We already did this one before, but if you would have got that wick right there, it was 700 something ticks. Any one of these wicks, if you would have gotten that one right there, 500 ticks from that point, if you would have been late on this, 350 ticks from that one, and a good old 70 ticks or so from that one. So yeah, that's the new Tombstone. It's a pretty good one. It's probably, it's another beginner-friendly algo that you can trade. And again, you can use this break and retest style with this. So, you form this wick, which formed this roadblock here. So that's going to be a new support zone. And as you come up here, you see it wick into that support zone and close up, and you got an entry. So you could have just taken that right there. So, yeah, there you go. That is Tombstone. All right, so come on over to scalpershideout.com. You can check out all of our tools. We've got quite a few. And if you know anything about us, you know that when you buy a lifetime license, you get everything that we have, and you get everything that we make into the future. We're constantly dropping new stuff. I can't stop. We just got all these ideas in our head. There's a million ways to trade, and guess what? Most of them work. The real problem is us. It's our psychology that is the standing in the way of us and getting to where we want to go. And it just depends on how you personally like to see the market. So we provide totally different ways to look at the market. So you can go through these different styles and find out which one is for you. Do you like Renko bars? Do you like the fade scalper? If you don't know what the fade scalper is, check out some of our videos. Do you like standard minute bars? Do you like Heiken Ashi bars? We have stuff that specializes in everything. So for Memorial Day week here, after Memorial Day weekend, we're going to be offering 20% off of our lifetime license. Not our subscription, but our lifetime license. If you just want to try us for a month, go ahead and get the subscription. You can go through everything we've got and see if it's for you. But if you just want the gift that keeps on giving, you want the best value in this industry, just go ahead and get the lifetime license. You're going to get about, I don't know, I think we got about 15 different things right now. That'll be yours. Some of them are automated, and some of them are helper indicators that sort of work modularly. A lot of stuff we try to make modular. So, you might be able to take one of our indicators and use it with Disco Cowboy here to help you get better entries. And they all kind of work together, and they're all really neat because a lot of them are multi-time frame, and a lot of them are based on things that are not particular to a certain type of price action. So things that use delta, things that use ATR, things that work together well. So you have a lot of stuff to work with here. So come on over, scalpershideout.com, check out our tools section, and you can get an overview of everything that we offer. Grab that lifetime license. The discount code will be in the description. Have a good one.